Hello and welcome to Sonic Sorcery. I'm Stefan Key, your Sonic Sorcerer, and in this video I would like to show you how you can combine the Shamanic Portals template with my 432 Hz bowls and drones template in order to create a sound journey for its chakra, for the root chakra. So um, before we get into the sounds of the bowls and drones template, I wanted to show you first that the idea is that we go through all the sounds of the shamanic portals here and find sounds that we feel resonate with the root chakra, right? So something like very grounding, rootsy, earthy, stable, those kind of things. And the idea is that we don't have to be like just in one realm, like just like in Vakinia or Arborea. Like we can really listen through the sounds and really intuitively tune like what we feel resonates with the root chakra. And once we have found the sounds, then we will add the sounds from the Bowles and Jones template. So and the reason why they go together is because they're in the same tuning, right? So this is in 432 Hertz C major, this portal template, and then the 432 Hertz Bowles and Jones template as well. So what I suggest you doing if you have the portals template is that you go through the sounds and just listen, like what feels like root chakra for you. And I can definitely already tell that Vakinia on the low drones feels like root chakra to me. So let's have a listen. Right? So that is very rootsy already. And then you can go through the mid drones and then you can see, okay, so what else feels rootsy, right? Maybe this one. Nice. That's actually super nice. So they go really well together. So I just right click here and make that red as well for the root chakra. And then let's find a high drone. Maybe Soul's Ascendance. And now I'm just listening to the sounds, right? Like I'm not paying so much attention which realm that is. I'm just listening and feeling and seeing if that's resonating with the root chakra or not. And it is to a degree, but I also want some nature sounds. So let's see. Something earthy, yeah, like this, right? This like leaf rustling, that's really nice. That really gives me this kind of root chakra feeling. And I could keep going like this, like with the Atmos and the flora and fauna, but I already did that. So now I'm just gonna, speed up the time so that the video is not so long. And I will just go here to my browser. And, on the places here, I have my Ableton projects and I can access everything that I did. And I actually did, I think, in the sound healing. So it's here, Cultivating Trust. And you can see like I have a project, it's called Roots Only. And if I just double click on this, it will bring it in. And it's basically a selection that I made before with this method that I just showed you. And I ended up with a couple of sounds. So for now, I will just get rid of all these channels by just shift clicking them. They're all highlighted. I can press delete, then they're gone. Right, and I'm left with the sound healing effect rack, the shamanic effect rack from the portals, and then I have the selection that I just made here with the root. And you can see I put the flora and fauna at the beginning, low drones, mid drones, high drones, and we have the high drones double, but I could also just call this like Atmo 1, and this will be Atmo 2, right? And let's have a listen first. So for the flora and fauna, I chose the ethereal song, right? And then for the low drones, as I said, Vakinia works really well. And in this selection, I ended up with the Dawn Portal from Mid Drones. Because it's very lovely. Like we have this grounding vibe with the Vakinia low drone, but then we have the birds, and then I think like the Dawn Portal is really like having this beautiful Mother Earth energy, so that's why I chose this. And then in the high drones, we have the Temples of Contemplation. And then the Mana Well on the Atmos. That's the one that I already selected. Remember, the one with the organic sounds. Right, and then the next Atmo would be the Airy. Right, so this is a very soothing kind of Mother Earth energy. So it's grounding, but it also has like a lot of nature spirit vibes, which I really like for the root chakra in general. So it's a gentle journey, right? Doesn't always have to be like so heavy. I felt more light today, so that's what we're going with. And so this is the first selection, right? And this is one scene. And now it still has the names here from the Shamanic Portals, and I can just insert some scenes here by oh, my microphone is moving. I can just insert some scenes here, Command I or Control I, and then I can just move this around, move it up here, take this, bring it down, and then it's not so confusing anymore. I bring the Twilight's Edge down, right? And then just insert some more. So now we're good here, we're not confused. And so there's the second selection that I made. So this is for maybe like the second part in the journey, right? So that's another scene, you could say. And then there's the last scene at the end. Those two sounds together. This is kind of for the outro. Or the intro. It could actually be a nice intro. So let me just bring this up. And then that's the intro actually. So we'll name this intro. And then let's see if this one is the second one. And this one the third one. Now I still feel like, so this is then part one. And then the second one is going to be part two. Oops. Yeah, and now basically we have all the atmospheric sounds, and now we need the sound healing sounds, right? And this is where the 432 Hertz bolts and drones template comes in. And again, I'm just going here to my Ableton templates, right? This is on my computer, on the places here. You just go to add folder, and then you select it wherever it's on your computer. I'm on the Windows, and then you just select whatever you want, and you select folder, and then it shows up here, and you can access it straight from the browser. And the cool thing is you can just import sounds or like channels and whole projects just by dragging and dropping. So we're gonna go here to the 432 Hertz bolts and drones template, and I'm gonna open this up from here, from the browser, right? So the idea would be to see which sounds you want to include. I definitely want to have some singing bowls and crystal bowls. So the first thing we're going to do is, because we have drones already, we don't really need the drones, right? It's going to be maybe too much in the low end. So I'm just focusing on the crystal bowls for now and the singing bowls. So I'm going to bring in the crystal bowl rack. I really know that I like this one. And I'm also going to bring in the singing bowls, like the Tibetan bowls. So there's actually 3 racks that we're going to bring in. So let's see. So I just double click on it and it just is being inserted at the end. You see, as a new channel here. So that's really handy. Let's see if I missed something here. Did I miss another bowl rack? No. Okay, cool. So that's the first thing. And then I know also that in the singing bowls, there's some nice one-shots. So I'm going to bring them in as well. Not so much the drones, but the sustained hits, right? So I bring in the sustained hits, 1 and 2, and the soft sustained ones, as well as the big Tibetan bowl hits. And now we have a really nice blend of sounds. Obviously, I don't need all the other chakras, right? So what I can do is I can just highlight here. We just focus on the root. So I delete all the other chakras and I just focus on the root. That's all I need. And let's bring this over here maybe. So this is the selection that we had. And yeah, let's jam a little bit, right? So we have the intro here. Right, and then let's see how it feels if we bring in this hit here. Nice, right? That's a good starting point. And then since there's no drone here yet, you can bring one in. And this one feels really nice here. So I bring this at the beginning here. Right? So then we have the drone and the hit. And let's see how this one sounds. Ooh, nice. They're all pretty nice. So I bring this one in as well, and let's see how this one sounds. Ooh, sweet. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? All together they sound really nice. So that's already like a really great intro. And now I'm just checking here on the midis because here we also have the option to bring in the bowls, right? So you double click on it, or you right click and create a MIDI clip, because we want to be able to play a loop as well. So if I actually enable this headphone symbol here, then we can preview the sounds, and you can see here's the root bowl, right? So if I click on it, you can hear it. Let me turn off all the sounds so that you can hear the sound isolated. Right? And because the granular effect is on, like if I turn it off, it's on this effect rack here. If I turn it off, then you just hear the pure bowl. Right? That sounds nice. So we have a C here. So I will just make it 1 bar, right click and double click, and then it creates a note here. And I set the loop length maybe to like 6 bars or something, because I don't want it to repeat all the time. So let's see how that sounds. Now we have a little bit much going on, so I turn the other bowls off so that we just listen to this one. Right, make it red. Oh wow, and it's actually sustaining. That's interesting, right? So make it 9 bars maybe, so we get the full. And that's maybe like the C root low, right? And then we have another one, like a high one. So I just duplicate that, and I bring this one up. You can see here's a 12-inch bowl, right? So I just can click here on that piano thing, and I go up. And then we have the 12 root bowl, 12-inch. So this would be like then the mid bowl. Right, and we can alternate between them. And I could turn on like the granular effect. And the echo, maybe it's nice, right? So it's kind of like spreading the sound out in this beautiful, like, shimmery fashion, which is cool. I like it because, I mean, that's why I created this effect, to make it a bit more interesting. And we have so many original bowl sounds already, so that's cool. And we can do the same here, right? We have like 2 bowl sounds, so let's listen to this one. I don't like that so much, actually. Oh, that's a bit too harsh for now. I just take this one away. Let's see here, double click, create a MIDI clip. Here we just have 1. Oh, that sounds nice. Let's make it 1 bar. And we change the loop length again, maybe to 12 bars. So every 12 bars, this one will play. Right, and I make it red. Nice. So then we have this. And there's 1 more. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, and again, remember, this is the Enchanted Singing Bowls rack, so this is where it gets like really magical and crystally. Like, I really like this, and especially if we play it an octave higher as well. Nice. Yeah, these ones we can maybe play at the same time. So I make it like maybe, yeah, like 9 bars. So let's see how that sounds. Right, very nice. Okay, and we are good to go. So we have all the sounds selected now. We have our need. Now we need to create an arrangement. And the easiest way to do that, we could just record it and perform it. But we can also do it like more traditional with copy and paste or drag and drop. Because I might do another video with the recording of the performance where you can actually see what I'm doing. It's kind of more interesting if you can actually see what I'm doing with the push and everything, instead of recording it now and you don't really see what's happening. So in this case, we just start from scratch. We do the copy and paste approach that I use a lot in general. Let's just clean up a little bit here, make it all a bit smaller by going to the edge and dragging it all over so that we are nice and organized. We're going to use those sounds later, maybe. So let's start with these ones. So with the high drones, right? So I copy this one and I press the tab key, or I could click here, and then we get into arrangement, because now we're going to arrange. So number 10 wants the high drones, right? So if I go at the beginning here and then I hit Command V, and it's pasting it. I could also right click and just paste it, same thing. And so you can see we have this already at the beginning, and then I do the same for the temporal echoes, copy it, put it to channel 12, right? And you can already see, because it's going so long, I can just drag it out, because if I double click on it, you see loop is activated. And if loop is activated, I can drag it however long I want. If your loop would be deactivated, then this would not be possible. Okay, so we have that, and then let's find also the first bowl hit. I think this one I really like, the soft one, and then we bring the drone after. So all I'm doing now is just going back and forth between session and arrangement just by hitting the tab key. It's a shortcut to bring those sounds in, right? So that's on channel 13. So then at the beginning, on the first hit, right? So let's give it a listen. And maybe I want this to fade in a little bit, right? This one can fade in longer here, because I want this shakapa or like this shaker to fade in a little bit as well. So we have the bowl first, right? And then we get the rain stick. Yeah, that's nice. And then maybe after 6 bars, we bring in this one. Oh, and we need to make sure that they're not overlapping. So you see, like they're playing here in between. So maybe I do it after 8 bars, maybe after 9. So when it's on number 10, I just want to make sure, you know, like if you look at the waveforms, you see like here it starts and here it starts and then here it starts. I just don't want them to overlap. And by just looking at it, I was seeing like if I would put it here, you see they're in the same line and then they would interfere. So make sure that the sounds are not overlapping, at least the bowl hits. Nice. Right, and then you can already also bring in the birds actually. I feel something is missing. I like to start also like with nature sounds. So bring in the birds also from the beginning. Yeah, that's nicer. And you know what? Actually, I don't feel we need to repeat this. We can just bring it here to the end and then bring in the other sounds and transition into the next part, right? Because like, so this is like the intro part, and then let's bring in part 1. So let's then bring in Vakinia here on channel number 8, right? Like exactly here after 32 bars, where this repeats, I bring in Vakinia. And also yeah, let's see. Maybe we keep the echoes. Yeah, keep the echoes a little longer. And the bowls, they can keep going. And maybe, yeah, maybe we take off this one here, the root sustained, right? Because it's a drone. Oh, no, sorry, this one here. Because when Vakinia comes in, it's a pretty solid low frequency drone. So low frequency in terms of like, it's a high vibration, but low frequency in terms of the hertz for the mix. So I'm going to bring this out here and let this fade out so that they, oh yeah, it's already coming in there, so that they don't interfere, right? And then there's a little bit of silence, so let's bridge that with another bowl. So let's take maybe this one, number 15. I'm gonna bring this in after 30 bars around here. Right, and then maybe let's have this also fade in. Nice, I like that. And then let's see what else was part of the selection here. Dawn portal, right? Super nice. And we still have another bowl. Let's bring in this also, number 16. No, maybe not so often, maybe just every once in a while, making sure it's not overlapping. Looks good. Okay, and then let's bring in some more sounds here. So how about the dawn portal, bringing some warmth. Oh, beautiful. And that's exactly the moment here, exactly here after 48 bars. Bring it in. Amazing. So just like that. And then let's have this fade out also, because we're going to bring in a new Atmo sound here. Oh, beautiful. I love this transition. So nice. And the balls keep going. This one keeps going. This one as well. And let's see what we have here. The Temples of Contemplation. Oh, we bring in the Mana Well now, because that's the nice organic sounds. Beautiful. It's coming in right here. Number 11. Here, the Mana Well. So let's see transitions. And that's all like pretty long. So let's shorten that again, because we also have our outro, right? We're gonna make the journey like about like 12 minutes or so. So the birds keep going. Unless we have another one. Nope, the birds keep going. And then we can introduce some of the other bowls as well, right? So let's go bring in this one maybe, the fractal one. Yeah, nice. That fits super well in that moment. So that is on channel number 3. So I'm just gonna bring it in here. Right, let's have a listen back. Beautiful. I love how it flows together with the hit of the one bowl, and now it's like trickling off. It's super nice. And maybe like the higher one as well, like right after. And let's see what other sounds we have here. We still have the Temples of Contemplation, which are also coming in on channel number 10. So here, beautiful, super nice. Let's keep the bowls going here. Them as well. And yeah, Wakinia. Yeah, we can maybe keep going until here, and then have it fade out slowly. Because at the end, there is no drone, or we could go back to the singing bowl drones actually. I can already like bring that over here, right? And let's say make it 12 minutes, so we go to the end here. Awesome. So now I feel the mana there could slightly go a bit in the background, and I'm going to show you a trick now how you can, like, we could just fade it out, but that's a bit boring. What I think is a little bit too much right now is the high frequencies of the crackles. So what we want to do is we want to go to the filter and we want to take out some of the high end, right? So let me solo this so you can hear what I mean. Right, you can hear it's pretty sharp on the high end, right? And we have a high cut filter here, and if I move this back, you hear how it gets like darker, because it's losing high frequency content, right? And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna filter it out. And the only thing I need to do is like click here on this automation activation button, and then you see those red lines, and those are envelopes, and I can already just go to the filter envelope here. Like the last thing I clicked on will show up as a red line, right? You see here the frequency, 19.9 kilohertz is the same value here. If I change this on here, you see how the red line is moving here, right? Watch, the red line is moving. And what we can do is we can actually move this around and clicking dots and then moving them with the mouse, and then we can, you know, make them fade out. And I thought it was a bit harsh to begin with, so I will bring it down to around 11 kilohertz, so we don't have the super harsh frequencies, right? So let's have a listen in context. Right? And then it gets darker over time. When I jump a bit ahead, you hear how it gets darker already? You see how the filter is moving here? That's because of the automation. So this allows us to bring in something else, because we still have like this one here, the iota, and I'm going to bring this one in around here when this one is almost like filtered out, right? So this is really nice. And what I like about this is that it's very like hypnotic. And you can hear now, right, how the mana well is going more in the background. And that's really nice. And maybe we want to make this fade in, and you see, oh my God, the fades are gone, right? And this is because the automation is on. Whenever the automation is on, you cannot use direct fades on the clips. So we need to turn off the automation. And you see now I have the fades again, and I can fade it in. Okay, so we keep them going here. Also the birds. And then slowly we can prepare for the end, right? Because like here, the last 4 minutes, I want to have like just the part 2, which we haven't gotten into yet. And I will speed up the process a little bit now, because you know basically how it works. And I'll just copy it and paste it around 8 minutes on channel number 9. Yeah, around here. So let's see the transition. Fade this in a little bit. The iota keeps going a little bit more. Nice. Love that transition. And then the iota can fade out here, because we're gonna bring in the spiritual gardens, these guys, and they can fade in as well. And also the botanical gardens, copy them to Atmo 1. And remember, we have this filter still going on, right? So the filter is down. So what we can do now is we can bring it up again. So now we open up the filter and that high frequency is anyway. Sweet. I love it. Okay. And you know, like around 12 minutes, we just want everything to fade out. So I just create fades here. Oh, I find that the spirit gardens don't resonate so much with Arcturian wardens, so we need to fade them in more, and they need to be faded out more. Like the ditch, like the vibe is clashing, but also the melody a little bit. So let's see how that transitions here. Let's keep the balls going. Right, so now you hear them fade out, the ditch gets more quiet. The birds are in general a bit loud. I'm gonna bring them down a bit, maybe minus 15. Or minus 18 maybe. Right? And now we're like fading out here and having this beautiful spirit gardens melody that gently eases us out. And I'm going to bring in the Temple of Contemplation one more time, because the higher sounds, they are more like bringing us back out of the deep trance anyway, into more like of our awareness of the body and the present moment. You know how usually when you end a sound journey, like you have the chimes or the tingsha's or something, that is the function here. And yeah, and then everything just fades out nicely, including the birds, obviously. And there you go. Let's see how it ends. Right, very gentle, soft ending, beautiful. So relaxing. Awesome. So that's the journey, right? So I hope you are like pretty stoked about like how easy it is to quickly like what was it, like 30 minutes or something, you know, to create a sound journey like super quick if you combine the Shamanic Portals template together with the 432 Hertz bowls and drones template. And yeah, I hope this inspires you. You can, of course, do the same approach for each other chakra, right? So you can just listen, okay, what would resonate with the solar plexus or the sacral, and then do the same approach and take the different bowls. It's the same thing. I just made it for the root chakra because it's the first one. But you can basically use any of the chakras and do it for each of them. And if you do so and you create something, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And with that, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're going to create some magic with sound, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.